Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of the PokerGO Podcast. My name is Donnie Peters. His name is Tim Duckworth. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. Another new setting for the podcast right in front of this lovely LED screen.
Yep.
Just wrapped up the PGT True Classic Rags to Riches. Not really an agenda on today's show. Last time we talked about how we wanted to hit on some stuff before we were abruptly kicked out of our studio, but we'll hit on some of those topics. But I don't know, kind of unprepared, kind of just going to be firing from the hip, but maybe that'll produce a good show. I don't know. We'll see. We'll let producer Rich Ryan tell us if this was good or bad, and then we can adjust going forward.
Yeah.
How's that sound to you?
Good for me.
You're not very lively today.
Not enough coffee today. I think that's what
not
it is.
enough coffee. And I tried to get you to go get more coffee, and you were like, I don't know.
I went. I just didn't get a big one. So that's probably my fault. That's why I'm on
probably your
Coca-Cola
fault.
Zero.
It is Friday, December 5th. It is 6:11 p.m. And because it is Friday, December 5th, you got a few days left to head on over to Play PokerGO, playpokergo.com. You can also download it to your iOS device, to your Android device. All you got to do, sign up for a free account, play a free hand, one single hand of online poker. It's free. And do that before December 10th so you can get automatically entered to win a dream seed into the PGT Million Championship. That drawing is going to happen on December 11th. So you got a couple days left to get in there, play that free hand, and then hopefully you're coming out here to Las Vegas, to the PokerGO studio, and competing in that event. First place is going to be $500,000. The top six are going to pay out. There's going to be 54 entries?
54.
Yeah, so you got a really damn good shot of like actually winning that tournament. You know, it's not like you're coming out here to play a 2,000 player field or something like that. No, legitimate shot. No purchase necessary, of course. Must be 21 or older and a U.S. resident to enter. Full details can be found at pokergo.com/rules. All right, first things first. What'd you think of this True Classic event?
It was good. It was fun. Having the 15 True Classic giveaway winners in the field, I think attracted some new faces and new names into the PokerGO studio to play. Obviously, we had the 10 seats guaranteed in the satellite. Ended up getting 11, me being one of them as well.
There you go.
So that was obviously good. Attracting some new people and everything here, and it was a different event. It was our first 3K no limit hold'em event here in the studio. So that was a good thing to break through, to break the ice, and I think kind of, hey, maybe we do a few more 3Ks on the PGT in the 2026 season. I think there's an appetite for them. We saw 100 odd players on day 1B. So hey, I feel like that's probably what we could expect if we did more of these. In a time slot where we can have the full attention of our player pool.
Yeah, I agree. Time slot was something, we'll want to maybe improve upon for next year. There are always things that we want to improve upon for the next time around. Speaking with Ryan Bartlett, co-founder of True Classic, he's gung-ho on this event, trying to go bigger and better with it. He was pumped to be here. He was out here for the last 2 days. He got to meet a lot of those 15 qualifiers or 15 giveaway winners that you mentioned. 2 of them cashed. Mark Anthony DeBello cashed for $12K. James Anderson cashed for $8K. So good on them. And yeah, they did well with everything. So, 2 out of 15, not bad. Couple other players. You saw Luke Burnham took a horrible beat.
Oh.
Was it Kings versus Ace King for like the chip lead on day 1B?
Flush,
yeah, exactly. So, stuff like that breaks the other way, and maybe we got some more people going deep. But all in all, I think it was a good event, a good foundational start to everything. And then, of course, we'll go from there and we'll grow as we go. And then speaking of Ryan Bartlett, we were able to speak with him after the event ended, did a little interview with him, talked with him about the promotion, the giveaway, the event as a whole, True Classic giving back, all that sort of stuff. So let's hear from Ryan right now, and then we will come on back on the other side.
I mean, you guys know that we are really big into philanthropy, really big into giving. And, you know, since we're already partnered with PokerGO, it just made sense to figure out how to bring value to some people in the poker community that, you know, we could help put them into a tournament and make some money. So it was kind of the perfect combination of like a little bit of philanthropy mixed with a little bit of gambling, and you get this Rags to Riches tournament. I mean, I still secretly wish that I could have made it work some way, somehow, but I just was not good enough. I mean, these guys are the pros, obviously, but I'm such a gambler at heart. I gamble a lot in business. I take a lot of big bets, and I have a high risk tolerance. So I still have that poker player in me to this day. It just plays out very differently in the business world than at the poker table. I just hope that they know that we're here to show up for the community in one way or the other, whether it's the poker tournaments or giving out free credit or whatever we figure out to give back to the community. I just want to continue to be one of those brands that just shows up some way, somehow, other than just being another branded sponsor. I mean, within the poker community, there's a lot to give. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do. I think the tournament was a good start. I want to brainstorm for the World Series next year on what we can do to show up. I know a couple years prior, we tried to show up with gift bags and things that the players would need at the World Series that would help them get through their day. So, you know, it's going to be more tournaments, more ways to give. I don't know, we'll see where it goes, but I'm going to rely on you guys to help brainstorm with me too.
All right, that was True Classic co-founder Ryan Bartlett, a former poker player in his own right, but as he'll tell you, poker didn't quite go so well for him, and then he went on to get involved into some other businesses, and eventually True Classic took off, and you know now it's basically taking over the world as it's taking over the PokerGO studio. So it's good to get brands like this involved in poker. I feel like it's few and far between these days to get to just get sponsors to care about poker like they once did, right? That's like the first hurdle. And then also get sponsors involved that are tied to poker. They have poker roots. They want to give back. They want to do good things, and also something that can benefit poker players. I mean, he gave a lot of value, you know, to the 15 giveaway winners. Got to come out here. They earned a $5,000 package. They played in the $3,300 event. They got 3 nights at Aria. They got flights, that sort of stuff. They also got True Classic gear. Even today, you know, Ryan's hitting me up before the stream starts, and he's like, hey, I got 25 $100 codes. Let's give them out on the stream to the fans, you know, do that sort of stuff. Like, I mean, he really does want to give back as much as possible to the poker community, and he really wants to help people to chase their dreams. So that's great. You know, it's one thing to get a sponsor out here and slap their logo on stuff, but it's great to really get that integration, that engagement through it all. So, you know, I'm very pleased with everything and being able to work with True Classic because, you know, they see the vision that we're trying to create here, and that's always fun to have. So sweet. You got any final thoughts on the event?
I guess we can talk a little bit about the PGT Leaderboard. You know, was a PGT qualifying event.
It was a PGT. That's why it was called the PGT True Classic Rags to Riches.
There's only two kind of people I'm going to talk about. One, Michael Wang, final table.
Well, we should quickly, before you get to that, we should say that Daniel Maurer won the event.
For we forgot about the winner.
$10,000.
Yeah.
He also won a $30,000 package to play in the WSOP Paradise Super Main event, the $60 million guaranteed event, which will be a PGT qualifying event. There are 6 events as part of WSOP Paradise that are PGT qualifying, the first of which kicks off on Saturday, December 6th. So,
speaking of Dan, though, he's won 3 huge events, massive events in the last 18 months. Okay. 2 now in this very room, right? One being obviously the PGT True Classic Rags to Riches. He also won the BetMGM Championship.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, in the last 18 months.
Oh, 18 months. Sorry.
And he also won his first bracelet at last year's
He did.
WSOP.
And I did not know that bracelet was one of the online to live hybrid events.
Yeah, the hybrid. Yeah,
which, you know, there's obviously... Every time WSOP comes around, there's always that bracelet talk. You know, do bracelets matter? Are they watering them down? Like all that sort of stuff, right? As far as I'm concerned, a bracelet is a bracelet as long as the operator says it's a bracelet. That's my stance these days. I do think, though, that all the online bracelets, I think, should just be online to live. Like that I feel like that's my solution there. All of them. All of them should be. No, I know,
It's like
but
60 bracelets.
okay, but what I'm saying with that is that if you attack it with the fact that they need to be online to live, then you're going to have fewer of them online.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because you're not going to want to do, like you said, 60 to 100 online to live events.
Yeah.
But you could do a dozen. You could do 20 throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like you could make that happen. You know, you could do some for the summer stuff, you know, that plays online to live, of course, during the summer. And then you could also do some that play like in the fall when they do the one here in the States on WSP.com, when they do them on GG Poker, and you could end up in paradise. Why can't you do that?
Oh, that's a good way.
You know, like and that's how you do it. And then maybe you get, I don't know, maybe you do 15 in the summer, 15 in the fall between the two markets. You get 30 total or something, and you go about that. Or you could even do something where it's like, maybe you do the live stuff at WSP Europe, right? You know, because they do have these 3 live tentpole events that they could drive people to, you know, and then also maybe like when it comes to WSP Paradise, for example, you know, maybe that gets some more people in that super main event, you know, maybe that gets them blasting down there. So all that sort of stuff. So I think that could be kind of a pathway, you know, or a way to possibly attack it. It just creates like, I mean, the whole thing with the online stuff, I mean, listen, online poker is super fucking hard. But people are like, I don't know who I'm playing against. I don't know what they're doing, all this sort of stuff. Well, at least if you get them at the final table in a live setting, it's there. It's live. It's in the flesh, right? So,
yeah.
I don't know. That kind of thought about that today. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. But WSP Paradise is coming up. Anyway, continue.
PGT Leaderboard.
About the PGT
Three
leaderboard.
people I'm going to talk about real quick. Neil Warren, he moved up to 80th spot. He's got 704 points. He is right in that striking distance from that top 40. Sam Laskowitz, min cash, he moved up. He leapfrogged Dennis Weiss, bracelet winner from this World Series. Most importantly for Sam is he's 48th on the leaderboard. Why is that important?
It's right there.
Because that's technically, with our little rules, 40th. When you take out the eligibility, must cash 3 times. He's actually, when you remove those players such as Michael Mizrahi, John Wozniak, some of those guys, he's now 40th. So he's in. But obviously, lots more events to come. And the final person, Michael Wang, final tabled the event. He leaped up over Dylan Lindy. He's now 17th on the PGT leaderboard, 1,283. Would say he's probably locked in to qualify for the PGT $1 Million Championship. But that was the 3 big movers from, the True Classic Rags to Riches.
And then in this event, you know, with everything that we did here, trying to promote it as much as possible, live streaming it, etc. I felt like this kind of kicked off the month of December in a lot of ways.
Definitely.
It's a huge month here for poker in Las Vegas and around the world with everything that's going on. Again, WSP Paradise, you got APT Prague that's happening. So there's a lot of stuff happening. Tim and I are going to be out there battling quite a bit, see if we can make some things happen as we close out the year. So, you know, maybe we'll have a couple podcasts before we turn the calendar over to 2026 and kind of talk about it all. But we'll see how
we need to do
go.
our annual poker recap.
We do. We do
Talk
need
about
to do
our goals. Talk about next year's goals.
Yeah, I feel like I have to tick off like 9 more of them. Yeah. I feel like I haven't done what I wanted to.
I crushed all mine. I've already set my goals.
You probably set shitty goals.
Go back and listen.
I don't remember. What were they, cashing in an event?
Wow. No.
Probably.
My goals are pretty...
I mean, I don't remember
difficult.
I don't even remember what our gols were.
Oh, I remember. I went back and listened.
So, yeah.
Okay. We'll touch on it, like, you know, around New Year's Eve.
So I did want to touch on some of these other events that happened around the world in the last month or so. First and foremost, this APT Championship event that happened in, where did it happen? Taiwan? I mean, this event, like, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I knew it was going to be happening.
Yeah.
Right? And I knew it was a lofty event. The main event itself was a 10K US freeze out.
Yeah.
$5 million guarantee. Okay. Which is, I mean, that's lofty by today's standards, especially when, from what I recall, I don't think they've ever done an event like that big of a buy-in for like their main event. They were usually smaller, I think, and I could be wrong there. But anyway, all of a sudden, it's like this championship event is all over social media. It's getting streamed. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of players that made their way there. So it was like, boom. All said and done when it comes to the championship main events, 671 entries. So they did hit the guarantee. $5 million were guaranteed. Of course, they got over that with the 671 in the field. Again, freeze out.
Freeze out, yeah.
Freeze out, which is just absolutely freaking wild. India's Nishant Sharma won the event for almost $1.2 million. You and I were joking. You texted me. You're like, should we go next year?
Oh, I want 100% go, yeah.
Like, kind of the reason, like, for me, talking about this event isn't so much about like talking about the results and like who won. Like, you know, shout out to Sharma for winning more than $1.2 million. Like, that's awesome. But for me, the story here is like, this event is now firmly on the map.
100%,
Like, it's,
yeah.
I mean, it's like you and I are talking about, listen, should we plan for a trip next November? A lot of players, same sort of thing. I tried to do some reach out to various players to see how it was there. You know, Dylan Lindy said that he deeply enjoyed his first Asian Poker Tour experience. He said that the whole schedule had a wide range of well-structured high rollers to mixed games to large guaranteed freeze-outs, which is, you know, that's pretty cool to say. Hal Rotholtz was over there as well. He said he's played a few of these events over the years, but he's glad to see what the APT brought this year with his events, especially as a mixed game player. So, you know, again, echoing what Dylan Lindy said as it relates to the mixed games. AJ Kelsaw, another mixed game player, he was over there. I think he won a mixed game event as well. So, you know, he had a good friend over there. He was happy with like the people and how they welcomed you and the hospitality and all that sort of stuff. He said, I highly recommend the APT series next November in Taipei for anyone who wants to visit Asia while playing some poker. The events were well planned. The staff was outstanding and the operation ran super smoothly with no lines or waits, etc. Anthony who final tabled the PGT True Classic Rags to Riches, basically must have got off the plane and came right here because he was over there doing some stuff. He said it was a very good vibe over there. The fields weren't as competitive as the US, which is good if you're value hunting. They have no cash games according to him, so they have very like good structures and well-structured tournaments that allows them to do that. He did say the rake was pretty high though. So, you know, he said it can be as high as 15% and 10% for the high rollers. So, you know, he did say Taiwan's a great city. He speaks Chinese, so that helps him travel over there. He did say, I recommend going for fun, but hard to make money there with the rake plus currency conversion fees plus travel expenses. I mean, I get it. You know, I think it's good to have somebody who's, you know, on not necessarily a negative side, but isn't just like, yeah, this was awesome, I'm going to go every time. So it's good to get a nice diversified look there through some of the players. But from what I saw, it seemed like something I would want to maybe go. You know, if I do make a poker trip, like this is now in the consideration for me, which I think when you're putting this event on and you want to attract international players, like that's what you're hoping to try and achieve. Create that sense of FOMO to get people thinking about it, getting friends like us being like, hey, should we make a trip out of it?
I just looked at the schedule and it kind of had a bit of everything for everyone. You know, you mentioned some of these guys, Hal and Dylan Lindy and AJ, mixed game guys. There was mixed game tournaments and tournaments I'd never even heard of.
Abby Merck played one. She won a pineapple tournament.
She won some Seventh Heaven pineapple tournament. I don't know. They were all crazy games, but they had a lot of stuff at very affordable buy-ins for like, you know, you and me. We're talking 300, 400, 500. But then they had stuff like 5Ks, 10K main event, 25K high rollers. They had a full spectrum of buy-ins and events. And that's what kind of, you know, piqued my interest. Plus, hey, a city, you know, we've done a lot of traveling in our career working. We never really made it to Taiwan. So it's kind of a spot, hey, you know, it could be a good one to go to. Speaking to Anthony, who he did talk about the players and some of the incredible hands he saw. But also the fact it was pretty, you know, it's a pretty easy trip. I think he said it was 10 hours from, I think he went from Seattle. So,
okay,
you know, bad. It's a pretty easy trip. And yeah, new city, good food. I wouldn't mind, you know, it's about late November next year. Skip Thanksgiving, have Thanksgiving over in Taiwan. So.
I mean, more importantly, skip F1.
Oh, yes.
Get the heck out of the city while the city is a disaster here in Vegas. But I mean, you and I, we pay attention to a lot of poker stuff around the world. And, you know, obviously a lot of stuff happens. I think I'm pretty confident in saying, and you can tell me if you agree or not, but like, I can't remember something recently catching our attention as much as this series did. And that's why we wanted to talk about it here, is because it's like, yeah, you see new series pop up every here and there, but I can't recall a series that really like grabbed our attention as much again to the fact that we're like, should we try and go? Like
Yeah.
it seemed that good that we should try and go.
Yeah.
So-
and like, okay, we talk about stuff here in the States that, hey, we should go to that. But it's not like we're ever like pining to go to somewhere overseas. This one's just definitely stood out. The fact that a lot of our players, were skipping events here stateside, good events too, to go to the APT says a lot from the player standpoint. And knowing they've all had pretty good experiences, even some of the, people you didn't mention that we talked to that played the True Classic event, it seems like, hey, they're probably going to target going back again. So, hey, it's probably only going to get bigger and better. And yeah, we'll see if other tours, obviously for us, the PGT, we're already, hey, okay, let's make sure we don't overlap this because it looks like our players want to do a little bit of traveling still. So we can fade any events overlapping this. This is good. We'll see if others, out there talking Seminole, we're going to talk probably about the BSOP soon, just also do the same.
Yeah, and it also gave me a thought, just again, seeing how much attention that this APT event was getting, how much it was grabbing our attention. And I immediately started to think of, if I'm the Aussie Millions, which is coming back next year, this is the type of attention I need to grab from the poker community.
Yeah.
Like, I need to make it feel like whether or not the event necessarily does well, like, which I hope it does well, yes, but it's not just about smashing numbers in the first year being back for the Aussie Millions. It's about grabbing that attention. People coming out of it that might not have gone because going into it, there's probably some people that are on the fence that are like, well, is it really back? I don't know. Let me see how the first one goes.
Exactly.
But if they see it and it smashes and then everyone's like, oh, I need to go again. Aussie Millions is back. Like so that's what I would be chasing if I was Aussie Millions.
Yeah.
So, this gave me a feel of like when I used to look at Aussie Millions, when I say this, I mean this APT Championship series, it gave me a feel of like, oh, like I miss Aussie Millions. I want to go there. I want to be there. So, hopefully let's see how Aussie Millions goes and if they can capture, some of the buzz similar to what the APT Championship just did. BSOP Millions, another tournament series that was on our radar. This was like a whole super high roller series, basically.
They had like a high roller series and they had another series within.
Yeah, and the BSOP is absolutely just bananas big. Like it's just grown and grown and grown every single year. It looks like madness down there. I've been to Brazil a couple times. You went there at least once with me.
Yeah.
Shout out Florianopolis.
Florianopolis.
The poker, I don't know what the poker is still like down there. When we were there, it was like 10 years behind.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's caught up. Obviously, there are some very, very good Brazilian players. I've, I guess, been unfortunate to play against them in some WSOP events over the last couple of years, and they're always a giant freaking handful to deal with at the table. But yeah, I mean, Brazil is just absolutely popping when it comes to poker. So another spot where I think people are going to want to go to, especially if they can now go there and expect to get in a bunch of higher buy-in stuff, right? I mean, like you had guys like Martin Cabral was down there. Like,
yeah.
I mean, obviously Martin Cabral is a very polarizing person, but still, like, they got him down there to play a huge high roller series of events. So stuff like that, I think, is good for them. And we'll see how that goes going forward. In the main event, Brazil's Alan Felipe won the BSOP Championship for $683,000. There was a three-way deal. He was wearing a No Gamble, No Future 3/4 zip.
He's the brother of Amnon.
No. I'm on stream playing a hand with him in the WSP main event from day 4 this year.
This guy?
This is the guy when I had Queen Jack and he tried to bluff me. And
on that side feature table?
And I had top pair.
I think I remember.
I think he went 3 streets. He raised from the button or the cutoff. I called small blind.
I think I'm on the rail for that hand.
Yeah. But there was that gentleman. So he goes on to have success here. Now, this event, they came out saying like this is going to be the largest guarantee in like South American poker history, or however they phrased it. $4 million guarantee, which I think fell a little bit short. 714 entries in this thing. I believe the buy-in when you convert it to USD was right around 6K or something like that. So fell a little bit short, but still, it seems like they are very, very bullish on making this happen. I mean, they were doing things like they obviously streamed it in a lot of places. But they even had like an English commentary team, which I think Jeff Gross, Maria Ho, like were on the English channel.
Okay.
Like they had a BSOP English channel all set up. So obviously they have the Brazilian channel, but then they did other languages too, you know, just trying to blast this far and wide. Martin Cabral won an event down there. He won the 30K Super High Roller for $422,000. Philippe Boyanovsky won the 50K Super High Roller for $640,000. Audemars Ladva won the 20K one-day Super High Roller for $321,000. And Zednik Zizka won the 100K Super High Roller main event for $1.2 million. He beat Philippe Boyanovsky, who won that 50K Super High Roller, and then Boyanovsky here cashed in second for $760K. And the reason why I want to read through those events there is because, again, it shows you like what this series is trying to be.
Yeah.
30K buy-in, 50K buy-in, 20K, like 100K. Like these are big. This is like Triton level type of stuff.
I was about to say South American Triton.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it goes to show, I mean, listen, these events weren't massive, shout out massive, but 44 entries, 40 entries, 58, 36 for the 100K. Like, I mean, that's not nothing.
Still a lot of money. Yeah.
Especially for the first time out in Brazil. So, you know, we'll see if this thing sticks around and if they can build on it. But now it seems like, you know, if you are a high roller and super high roller type of player, you now have a new stop on the calendar, and that is down in Brazil for the BSOP. I mean, before the BSOP, at least as I know, it was more
small
mid-major type of buy-ins, but you know, you have like a 2K tournament that gets 5,000 people, like that sort of stuff, right? This is kind of going the other way now, but I guess in the vein of trying to have something for everyone. So they got that going for them. WPT also happened, the Seminole Rock and Roll Poker Open. That wrapped up recently, what, a week ago or so? I actually thought that they were playing that final table here.
Wednesday.
Yeah, true. A couple days ago.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to play that final table here.
Tuesday.
I was like watching it and following it. And like, you know, I love following the WPT events. The Seminole ones are always big. You know, you get a lot of notables in there. A lot of good action. They often stream stuff from down there so you can watch, etc. Like I'm watching. They set the final table and I like forgot about it because I just assumed that similar to what they did for Bay 101, they were going to pause it, bring them out to Vegas here for during the WPT World Championship and do it here. But they just played it out. Because then somebody texted me, like, it was our friend Mo Nuwara, who was down there working for WPT. He texted me like about the guy who won or like to check out a hand or something. And I was like, I thought they were stopping for the for the tournament. But yeah. So anyway, Kevin Nee won it. $605,000 for him. He beat Joel Gola, $395K for him. Aram Zobian, friend of ours, regular on the PGT, third place for him, $295K. Chad Evesledge, fourth place for $220K. Ninad Medic, seventh place in that one. Interesting thing that I noticed about this event is this is now the fifth year that we've seen a decline, which it's not an enormous decline, but
I would say it is an enormous decline.
Well, okay. I mean, but I'll say that it's one of those things where, like, you know, like when we talk about the WSB main event, for example, and if the WSB main event got 8,500 players, everyone would freak out.
Yeah.
Right. But on the other side of things, it's like you still got 8,500 players for a 10K freeze out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when basically everyone's broke and the economy's in the shitter. So like it's still good, right?
Yeah,
so like that's the good spin. There's always good spin, there's negative spin, whatever. So this, like the negative spin, like you're saying, is it went from last year went 1435, this year 1224.
Yeah.
Now I'll say, okay, you're having a what's this, $3,500 buy-in, you still got more than 1,200 players. Really good. You beat the big guarantee, all that sort of stuff. But you and I often talk about trends. Like once you start seeing the trend, that's when the concern starts to grow. And 2021, coming out of the pandemic, 1,566. Next year, 1,541. Next year, 2023, 1,447. Then 1,435. Now 1,224. Now, I have no idea why this is happening necessarily. I mean, my guess is maybe some Seminole fatigue combined with the stuff that we just talked about.
Yeah.
You know, there's just other events. Like a lot of people, you know, I read off those names. Anthony Hu, AJ Kelsall. Like, was he in Florida? I mean, he had to be in Florida for like the tail end of stuff, right?
No, I think he just posted something where he just getting back or something. So he probably...
Okay, Dylan Lindy. Like those are players that I would assume would go to Seminole always.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when, now it's, you kind of go to Seminole, you hang out in Florida,
and then go to...
You hop the pond and go to Bahamas.
Exactly.
Like, that's the plan. So my overall take, I don't have a take like as it relates specifically to WPT, but I guess my overall thought, and you and I, we won't get into too many specifics, but our friend Matt Savage, listener of the pod, we did have a text exchange between us where it's like there's just too much poker these days. I mean, we feel it too. Like there's so much fucking poker, and like, is it bad that there's so much? Like, it's both good, but also it's obviously good that in the sense that there's just a lot of poker to be played, and it's available everywhere you look. Right? You can play anything you want, probably any buy-in from a freaking $300 tournament all the way up to $100K down in Brazil. Like, you can do whatever you want. Okay. And there's stuff all over the world at any time. Even this month, there's like 6 series here in Vegas. There's WSB Paradise. There's Prague. Like, there's all this sort of stuff. But also it's like, is it going to suffer? Like, are events going to go down in numbers because things are spaced out more? Maybe the totality of all the entries of like poker players playing at one point is like rising, but events start to kind of go down, or people start to go elsewhere. And then, and this is where you bring it back to Seminole. If you're somebody like Seminole and you're seeing this like 5-year trend of it going down, do you then lower a guarantee, which isn't necessarily good for the players? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, is there too much? I mean, you're more in the streets on this than I am because you deal with the PGT and the scheduling stuff. So what are your thoughts?
I mean, there is too much, but these operators all want their money. So they're going to keep putting events on. Doesn't really matter how it affects the player pool. Like, just like you said, you look at Vegas right now. We have the Wynn, we have Aria, we have Orleans, we have Planet Hollywood,
Resorts World.
We have Resorts World. We have Kind of Us, all running something. I mean, we only have one event, so it's not really the same.
But still, I mean,
everything is going on today.
I would say that I would have hoped our numbers would have topped 200. They didn't, and there's just a lot going on.
There's too much going on, but I think,
there's Venetian too. Don't forget about Venetian. They got a huge series.
I forgot about Venetian. I think, and look, Matt Savage will probably send us a text tomorrow about this, but I think that Seminole could make one change right now to send those numbers back up to 1,400, no problems.
What's that? $5 million guarantee?
No.
Which they could easily hit, by the way.
I would change their starting flights because they've always owned this Thanksgiving window, right? Which is Friday, Saturday is day 1A and 1B, right? And that's fine. People don't really care about Thanksgiving, or you're targeting locals or people going to fly in on the Friday. But I think there's enough players that, they want to spend the Thursday with the family. They don't really want to rush, or they're going to fly in on Friday and play only 1B. Now, if you just went to, which we would probably say is better days for starting flights, which is Friday. Like, if we just go to the weekend, because we both agree that Friday, Saturday is the best. But just for this specific event, you move just to the weekend to give the out-of-towners, the Vegas people, the people coming from the East Coast, up north, wherever, one extra day, one extra travel day, so they can play 1A in full gusto. I think that little change would probably do a lot of good for this event. Because, it is. We're saying, if you looked at the chip counts, you're seeing a lot of people flying in from overseas, playing this event, playing the 10K high roller, the 25K high roller, then shooting over to Paradise. But I think to try and boost those numbers in the main event, just audible one day. Saturday, Sunday flights. I think that would help.
That also allows them to get closer to WSB Paradise, which I think is good. So there's like, it's like basically right on, it's like one day in between, if that, right now. But like, are people really going for like the first day of WSB Paradise? They might take a day or two into it, because that first event is like, what, the $2,500?
It depends what the first event is.
Yeah. So I would basically, like, I would have, if you're going to continue to have this final table down there, then you have that final table like 1 or 2 days later, which, if in your case, if you're bumping those starting flights later, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then you like really butt up with That way people can make like, let's say day 3 of this WPT, then basically the next day they're on the flight to Paradise, as opposed to having 2 days off or something kind of awkward in between. Because the traveling poker players really do just, in my opinion, like to hop from stop to stop. They don't just kind of want to chill somewhere.
We had players at Seminole texting me, asking about our event, and I saw them on social playing an event the night before. The next day they were here. Yeah, they're going to play the events. They're going to book the red eye, or they're going to book that early AM flight and get here. And these guys don't really, to be honest, they don't really plan that far ahead.
No,
that's not a dig at any of them. But they're basically playing, and then they're just going to, they're not going to like.
They book a flight, and then they
they're
get out of there.
They're not nickel and diming flights and stuff like that. They're like, okay, I'm done. I'm jumping on this next flight. Get home, play this event. We have people asking us like about when is late registration, because they're going to fly here and hope to at least get a bullet into.
People were trying to come here to play that Win 800.
Yeah,
like,
that too. Exactly.
They were like, when's the night flight end? Like, when can I get in? Like, that sort of stuff. So, yeah, like in the case of Florida, because it's so close to the Bahamas, they would like want to fly to the Bahamas, land, put their shit in their room, and go play a tournament.
Yeah,
like just go. So yeah, I think that could be a little bit better timed. And I do agree with you that having those flights for this series specifically because of the Thanksgiving thing.
Just this series. Yeah,
just this one. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But again, Kevin Nee, winner of the WPT Seminole Hard Rock Rock and Roll Poker Open for 600 and something K? 605, I think it was. So good on him. It's going to say K Nee. It's going to say Nee on the trophy.
K Nee. Yeah.
Nee. There you go. All right, poker drama. I guess we can just give our quick takes. We're bringing it back up. A lot of poker drama in the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
We had a social media post on Twitter from Club WPT Gold, which came from Sashimi, but then was shared by Club WPT Gold. That seemed to piss off everyone. So you had that. That kind of started everything. Then Abby Merck, she kind of came at them, but then people came at her for being hypocritical. Like she was saying, like, you can't do this with like the social post was a woman like twerking, which I saw the interview with her, but she like doesn't have social media, I think, but whatever. Anyway, she was like twerking and dancing and gyrating on a table, like throwing chips around, like the whole thing.
Because she won an all ladies poker tournament, and she was.
I had no idea what the genesis of it was, but thankfully you did the digging there. So then Abby Merck comes at WPT saying you shouldn't post this stuff. What are you guys doing? And then there's that whole thing like WPT, what the heck are you doing to your brand? Blah blah blah. This whole thing. Then people jump on Abby Merck because she had some rather revealing posts on her social media, So it's like, well, how come you're calling out them, but then you act this way? I think I'm like straddling the fence there where, I don't know. I feel like brands should be upheld to a certain standard versus an individual.
Exactly.
Now, I will also say that because of that, the messenger probably shouldn't have been Abby, because it was like as soon as I saw what she said, I knew
they're going to come for her.
The poker community is coming for her. Like the poker community is coming. That's what they do. They latch their teeth into something and they are coming on social media. So
the bit I had a problem with the most, and stand up for Abby a little bit here, they called out her recent session of No Gamble, No Future, our show where we filmed and we live streamed. And for those that are unaware, No Gamble, No Future has a wheel of pain. You got to do punishments. Okay. She was playing the biggest stakes of her life, right? And she was, whatever. She was playing this game. She had to spin the wheel. She had to do jumping jacks. Okay. Mm-hmm. She's doing jumping jacks, and Stapes, the wheelmaster general, was covering her up with his coat because, women jumping. Okay, you guys get the picture. And even our cameramen were like sometimes just showing the shoes, so they were respecting what was going on. Yeah. Now, she was called out for doing jumping jacks, and then she fought back and was like, "It's the punishment. You have to do it." Yeah. And then Matt Berkey chimed in. He's like, "You don't have to do the punishment." Well, the whole point of the show is to like spin the wheel and do the punishment. So
I will say that also on that show, there was times when like Phil Hellmuth wasn't doing any punishments. He was basically buying out, which I thought was absolute BS. Like it's just you can't no.
But so I'm gonna
that show, if the wheel is in play, and there are other instances like later on in that week, because we did a whole week of live streaming, there was no Gamble No Future live without the wheel in play.
Yeah.
So you either, if you play and the wheel is in play, you have to do the punishments.
Yeah.
End of story. Or the way to get out of it, the penalty is like a lot of money, like $5,000 or something fucking ridiculous.
I just think it's unfair to single out that when she's kind of forced to do it, and it's kind of us forcing her to do it.
That's silly. Yes,
but the other stuff,
you definitely knew that people were going to come for her when she came.
But look, she's posted some saucy pictures and some shorts. But here's the thing: that she's trying to grow her social, and she's been on a pretty dramatic increase in followers and views, and she's obviously a BetMGM ambassador now. She's done what you're supposed to do. She's followed the game plan for social media content creators, kind of simple as it is. So
yeah, I mean, listen, she might need to learn just through experience that because she's still in the grand scheme of poker, like she's still on the newer side of things. Not that's not a knock against her. She's just newer to the community and whatever. So she's just going to have to learn how to navigate these situations. And, eventually she'll learn to just roll with the punches and leverage it to her advantage, or yeah, okay. I post a picture of my underwear a day in life of a poker player. I don't give a shit. I'm an individual. This is the World Poker Tour that runs around talking about how prestigious they are.
And posting,
why are they doing that? Like, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, that happened. But then, not to be outdone, she just gets thrown to the side because here comes the whole AI issue with the WSOP docuseries, which you and I had planned to talk about. I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of it.
I'm fully caught up.
Well, what does that even mean? Because
I've watched everything that was available for people to watch.
I don't even know at what point did they get to before they had to pull it.
I think we were on episode 5.
The reason why I say that is I had the privilege to watch the entire thing ahead of time, about a week ahead of time. So I watched it from start to finish.
Yeah.
But I don't know in the real world, like what.
How many episodes were there?
8, I believe.
I think we're on 5 or 6. Yeah.
Okay. So this happens. Dustin Ionati, who of course back in April, I think, put a pretty polarizing Twitter post out there saying he's going to shake up the entire poker world with this new content, do it all differently, tell the stories the way they need to be told, like the whole thing, right? That in and of itself created a whole thing on social media, right? Fast forward to now, they released this docuseries, and a couple episodes go by. Alan Keating, who is featured in the docuseries, who has a working relationship with Artisans on Fire, the production company that Dustin owns that did this, he said that he claimed on social media that they used AI to put words in his mouth and stuff. Like they mimicked his voice and took some quotes and whatever. Dustin comes out with basically an apology that was like a non-apology. Everyone jumps down his throat. It's a whole thing. What I thought was interesting though was that, and maybe I hope I have this right, but I'm pretty sure Alan Keating then deleted that tweet after.
I think he did, yeah.
So so I don't know, so did he not mean it? And if he didn't mean it, why would you come out publicly like that? Especially when you have a relationship. Not that what they did or didn't do is right or wrong. I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying it just seems weird that he pulled something down when he put it out there, because putting it out there for as long as it was out there, I mean, that did the damage right there. That was it. The thing was cooked. Then later on, WSB decides to pull it down, and that's that. I have no idea if it's going to come back. So that happened. I mean, do you have any thoughts there? I kind of don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot and I'm naive, but I don't know. I don't think the AI thing is that bad. Personally, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have done it. I don't think you should do it, but I also don't think it was as bad as people were making it seem. Also, there was something around, people were going around about how it was kind of edited out of context to make it a certain way. And I was thinking, has anyone ever watched any reality show ever?
That's how they all do it, yeah.
You got to create heroes and villains and tell a story a certain way and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know.
I mean, look, I was enjoying it. I'll kind of watch anything poker related, poker vlogs, whatever it is. Was enjoying it. Maybe, Dustin and his team should have said to said to Alan, look, we want to.
Well, yeah. In hindsight, they should have been like, hey, listen.
That's all it is. That's all I need.
We need to fix this here. We're thinking about doing this. Are you okay with it? Give us your sign off. If not, then I don't know. You get him into the office and you do some voice. I don't know. You try and solve it another way. But yeah, you definitely got to reach out ahead of time. So, but the whole thing just, I don't know. It's like this all happened in like a week's time, and it was just kind of shitty, I guess, for poker in general. That like everyone's just fighting on Twitter about everything that's happening, and it's like everyone's got to fight, everyone's got to have a take on it, everyone's got to get involved, everyone's got to do this and that. And I was like, can't we just talk about like how cool poker is and how fun it is to play and these bananas hands that are being played and all this sort of stuff. I don't know.
Both you and I talked to Dustin, played with Dustin and stuff, and obviously he had a deep run here in the True Classic Rags to Riches.
He did. Really won a satellite in cash.
Yeah, must be nice. I haven't
Some
asked
people
him.
are better players than others. That's what I got to say.
They are. Yeah, I haven't asked him anything about it. It's probably a sore subject, for him. So I'm not going to kind of dig into it. But my guess is they're probably going to re-edit some stuff and probably re-release it, post.
Well, I also thought it was interesting that
they took all of them down.
Yeah, so does that mean there was more stuff elsewhere that we don't know about? Or did they just, because they just didn't want to deal with the whole thing, they just took them all down? Like I don't, because if it was only the one episode with Alan, then
I think it's a WSOP directive. That it probably quick, rash thing. Say, hey, take them off. Take them down. And then we'll revisit each episode. So, look, maybe there's some AI in all the episodes. Maybe it's just Alan's, but I think that decision...
pretty soon, everyone's going to be using AI to create everything anyway. So it doesn't even matter.
What's so funny is like, I'm not going to name who sent the tweet, but like someone sent a tweet that was so obviously AI. And like, everyone uses it. It's just kind of part of everyday life now. Like I use it, but like in different ways.
Yeah,
so a lot of people use it in certain different ways. I use it as Google now. So instead of Googling, I chat GPT my questions.
It's definitely becoming a tool to help people with a lot of things, which, I think obviously a lot of people are very doom and gloom that like AI is going to take over the world. It's going to take a bunch of people's jobs away and like all that sort of stuff, which I don't entirely disagree with, but I also don't fully agree with in that like I'm not totally doom and gloom with it. I just look at it like it's a tool, and it's a tool that a lot of people can leverage to do things. Now, that same tool is very likely going to take away jobs, and it likely already has taken away jobs. That said, that same tool can also allow people to create new jobs.
Yeah.
Right? For example, if I'm working in marketing like I do, maybe I can leverage various AI tools to do different things. Hey, create this graphic for me, do this and whatever. And like, you have to still work with it and prompt it certain ways and whatever. So maybe I don't need an entire marketing team under me. Maybe I can be a one-stop shop, right?
But you can keep the same team, but you become more efficient.
But let me say that, if I become more efficient, maybe we don't need the team and then we get rid of the team. Okay. By the way, this did not happen. I'm just speaking in hypotheticals. Okay. Now, let's say that team, right? Everyone on that team, maybe they go out and they create their own marketing agency because they can do all this stuff themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like on one side of things, yes, it took away these jobs, but on the other side of things, it does create a path if you are willing to put in the work and learn this stuff that you could do that. Like in like a big one is obviously the movie industry. It's going to take away, there was that whole strike and all the writers and all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, okay. But like, what if you flipped it? And as a writer, you decided to start creating AI movies and stuff and put that in or on YouTube or put it out there on social media, or like you try and go that route. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff against the wall. I'm not fully like doom and gloom with it. I think it's going to have some damage that it does, yes, but I think it's also going to allow things to be created that are pretty cool. So
yeah, the biggest way I see it, like I kind of said, efficiency is that when you have work projects, I think the timelines of these projects are now shortening, which means you can get more work in.
Sure.
You can do more work, tackle more projects. So I think that's, when used properly, that's kind of the benefit.
Yeah. And I don't think that you should rely on it. I look at it like I mean, this is probably a bad analogy, but whatever. But like back in the day, you used to learn a bunch of math in school, and all we do now is just use calculators. Like you have a calculator on your phone, you have a calculator on your watch, you have a calculator on your computer. Like it just doesn't matter. You just punch things in. You don't really have to do the math at the end of the day. Like back in the day, we all thought like, oh, we can't use the calculators. We have to do it all by hand because we actually have to learn it.
Yeah.
When it's like at the end of the day, no, you just use the calculator. The calculator is a tool to make you more efficient with things, So I don't know. Maybe that's a bad analogy. Maybe it's not. Whatever. Then, of course, that just goes by the wayside because Maurice Hawkins got beat up in a poker game, which like there was a video of a player fighting Maurice Hawkins in a poker game, and it in a private game, and it looked like a house.
Yeah.
I don't know where it was, but yeah, I think there was a second video that came out later on, where like the first video looked like, I mean, I didn't know at the time when I was watching the video, but it looked like the guy basically jumped Maurice.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like because Maurice kind of wasn't fighting back and looked like he was caught off guard and was off balance. So maybe the guy like, blindsided him or, cold cocked him from the side or whatever it was. But then the other video it seemed like it was after the first part where Maurice was like, I think he was saying stuff like, come at me now type of thing. Like I'm squared up, ready to go, as opposed to, coming at me from the side or jumping me or doing whatever. So then that happened, which also turned into the whole Maurice Hawkins and Chad Holloway thing, Chad Holloway from Poker News. And now Chad has openly invited Maurice Hawkins to come on the Poker News podcast and talk about this. They might need a bodyguard or two in between them. I don't know if Ben Ludlow and Mike Holtz are going to be able to do it. Shout out to those guys, but yeah, that would be something to see. So basically,
I think he's been invited several times and has never.
Basically, the entire poker community on social media is a giant dumpster fire right now. I mean, if you like drama and entertainment and all that sort of stuff, I guess get your popcorn and enjoy it. But yeah, it's just absolutely wild. So that's all the drama that's been going down in the last 2 weeks or so. I'm sure we're going to see more of it over the next month just with how much poker is happening. But yeah, I just kind of wish we could just talk about poker and how cool it is. Play some cool hands, all that sort of stuff. On the other side of things, I will say that two things I'm excited for. One, I'm really digging Jeremy Osmus's new vlog. I think it's awesome. I mostly like it because you're just getting raw insight and strategy from one of the absolute best poker players in the world, which is great because this is out there on YouTube and it is totally free. He's only done 2 episodes right now, but it's freaking great for somebody who wants to constantly try and get into the mind of these top players and learn from them. So if you guys haven't checked that out already, I would highly encourage you to go check out Jeremy Osmus's vlog on YouTube. It definitely also feels like one of those things where it's definitely unpolished. Yes. I mean, and in terms of like how good it looks, the editing, that sort of stuff, work in progress. But I'm sure if you looked back at like Brad Owen's first vlog or whoever, like it probably wasn't the greatest thing in the world, right? So that's going to come along. But the content itself, the insight is A+. The other thing I'm looking forward to is now that it's December, now that it is WSB Paradise time, we get the Negreanu vlogs back.
You watched it today?
I did not watch it today.
I watched it.
I did not watch it today, but I'm ready to go home and start binging those every single day, straight from Paradise. Like he's the most popular, biggest, well-known poker player in the world, and he puts out every single day of his poker playing. And it's as opposed to Osmus, where Osmus is more deeper into the strategy stuff. I mean, Negreanu has some strategy stuff, yes, but it's just more generalized. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's just cool to peel back the curtain on that type of A-list player. Yeah. So I'm really happy that those two things are back.
One other vlog came out today.
Oh, yeah?
Mario Mosbach.
Oh, yeah. He was getting into it.
Yeah, I watched that. That was actually very good today as well. So
okay.
Lots of high-stakes poker vlogs for you to watch this month.
Yeah, it's really interesting because...
Is it going to be a Seth Davies vlog? He's doing like the short form content, but we're going to see some long form stuff.
He was definitely doing the short form content. He's been filming. You obviously know he's been filming here. Yeah. So I don't know if he's going to actually go vlog or just continue with the short form stuff. Seth's stuff is great too. Yeah. Like it's really, really good. Some of it is a little kind of clickbaity, but
I think that's kind of.
I mean, I know. I get what he's doing. I get it. But it's interesting that for a long time, like the high stakes players didn't really care to vlog. They just played, and it's almost like
they didn't want to reveal their
they didn't want to reveal
Yeah.
stuff. They didn't want to give it out there. And not that Daniel was necessarily doing it, but the people like Jeremy Osmus, Seth Davies, etc., like Mario Mosbach, like it's really cool to see that. I've always thought for the longest time that Phil Hellmuth should have a vlog. That thing would absolutely positively do numbers. I don't care if he talks a single ounce of strategy, but like just be the wild Phil.
Yep.
And just do it on camera. And I feel like Phil is at the stage in his career where you would just hire someone, be like, hey buddy, follow me. 24/7. Like, let's go. I'm going to drop 37,000 billionaire names in one episode, but like people would eat that up. I cannot believe the content person in me, the marketing person in me cannot believe somebody who promotes like Phil Hellmuth does saw the vlog that Daniel Negreanu does and doesn't do one himself. That to me is a huge miss. I mean, come on, Phil. Like, it's just incredible. Like, it should happen. That would be great. And we're in the day and age now where, people are just creating their own content. So, I think you got to go out there and do it yourself. Someone else, I think, and he joked about it on social media, Jeremy Becker. Let's go, J-Bex. Make a vlog. Like, let's go. So that's what I want to see. All right. I think we talked enough nonsense.
We gotta do a draft though.
Oh God, we do have to do a draft because the
You're
first
getting
event
crushed,
starts
right?
tomorrow. I'm getting blown out of this stupid freaking draft that I put together. That I thought I was going to kick your freaking ass with, and I was for a long time, and then all of a sudden you just went nuts. But you wanted to do something different now?
Yeah, I think we should do something different just because we didn't draft for Texas because, we had none of our players going. So I think for this one, we have 2 more series for the year, plus Super High Rollerball. I think we should do a draft for Paradise. Fresh draft, 5 new faces, and then we'll do one for Last Chance. Completely new. So this
is it Paradise and Super High Rollerball?
This is Paradise and Super High Rollerball, and then Last Chance.
Okay.
So since you were trailing, first pick is yours, sir.
All right. Jeremy Osmus.
Really?
Jeremy fucking Osmus, baby.
I got 2 picks, right?
Let's go.
Yes? 2 picks?
Oh, yeah.
Snake?
Yeah.
Give me D-Negs, give me Alex Foxen.
Well, I'm going to be buried even more. That's great. Jesse Lonis.
Good one. Yep.
And I have no fucking clue if this guy's going anywhere. Sam Soverel.
Oh, that's who I was taking. Good snipe. Give me...
He wasn't the guy that I thought of, but...
That's who I was going to take. Stevie Chidwick. Isaac Haxon.
I have no idea who's in the Bahamas. I've just been doing this event here. I have no idea what's going on down there. I mean, I guess I could just draft him. I mean, it seems like a gamble, but... All right, whatever. Jason Kuhn.
It's a good one.
I mean, I have no idea if he's going to play Super High Rollerball or what he's going to do with his life.
I'm not even drafting for the 100K as much. I'm more drafting for Paradise.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, obviously, I have some people that will probably play the 100K bit. I'm thinking just Paradise for.
This is only PGT events.
Yeah, the ones that yes, only PGT events.
I don't even remember what the PGT events are.
I got them right here. Let me read them out to you real quick. You got the 50K High Roller that starts tomorrow, 10K Super PLO Colossus, the 25K main event, the 10K 8K mix, the 50K PLO High Roller, and the 25K GG Millions.
All right, I guess I got to go Sean Deeb.
God damn it, that was it. I
guess I got to go Sean Deeb. You screwed yourself. You read the list, and I said, oh, those actually fit into Sean Deeb's wheelhouse.
Yeah,
so
I know.
let's
That's
go.
why I was snap taking it. Okay. Give me Jal Samau.
You only have one pick, by the way.
No, wait. No, I got two.
No, you
Okay,
don't.
wait. Hold.
Exactly.
Read my team again.
Negreanu, Foxton, Chidwick, Haxton.
I mean, Zhao's going to play the PLOs. We play the mix.
Zhao is really good at PLO.
I know. Definitely not taking Nick Schulman.
Well, he was the one that I was like, I don't even know what he's going to do. Where is he? Do we even know? Is he there?
I know exactly where he is. He's sitting in his
Bowling
office,
alley?
going down, setting betting lines for the bowling. Actually, I've heard that bowling is off for a while. So that might mean he is going, or at least focusing on the win.
Is it off because he's going? Or is it off because everyone's fucking buried? Could be the latter.
It's most likely a combination of.
I've heard some people are buried in the bowling.
I'm gonna stick with my my Brazilian pick, Zhao Simao.
All right, Zhao. There
Depending
you
who you pick, I know who my backup was, but
I got Osmus, Lonis, Soverall, Kuhn, and Deeb. You got Negreanu, Foxton, Chidwick, Haxton, and Simao.
I was flirting with Chino, but
he's there. He went down with Sam Soverall,
but he might not play as big. He might play just some of the smaller.
I feel like because he's there, he's playing
everything. So that's my gamble.
Knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it.
How much? Here's a question for you. How much do you think you'll spend in the next 3 weeks playing poker?
$21,500.
Jesus, are you serious? Oh, are you playing the main event?
No.
How do you get to 20? You're rich.
I mean, 8 bullets in WPT Prime.
Okay, that's 8K.
8,800.
Oh yeah, it's 1,100. 8,800.
There's a $2,200 at Venetian, the Poker Atlas event. $1 million guaranteed there.
Yep.
There's I'm not planning to play the WPT World Championship, the 10K. By the way, it was a funny tweet that Eric Baldwin had. You know, like I love mysteries, I love quests, but I like a big guaranteed 10K or something like that. Like, which was way better, of course. I will play the $1,100 100C guarantee satellite.
Okay.
But that happens on the same day that I want to play the $2,200 Venetian. Which that event, that $2,200 Venetian $1 million guarantee, I mean, that's a fucking stretch for them. Like, that's a big, like, it only has 2 day ones. The first day one happens on day 1D of Prime. So, like, that's
going to be tough.
I mean, that's a reach. I mean, listen, I love to see it. I'm all for no fake guarantees. Like, you know how I am, but that's going to be something. So we'll see how that one goes. So yeah, that $1,100 one.
So you're at about 12-1.
There's another $2 million guarantee, 1,100 as part of the WPT series. So there's that. Going to put 2 bullets in that. I mean, hopefully I don't, but
14-3.
There after Christmas, Venetian has like this New Year's series in combination with the MSPT. There's a $1,600 $500K guarantee. 2 bullets in that one.
I didn't even know about this one.
And it goes into the next year. Like there's like a 2,200 like right after the new year, which I haven't. This isn't even in this like package that I put together because I don't know. We can talk about this next. I'll tell you in a second. But hold on. So I have that. There's like, and then there's like, I don't know. There's like a 250K, either a 600 or an 800. Like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. I mean, hold on. I have it right here because I have my package up. Yeah, 8 bullets in that. 2,200 that. Oh, there's at the win. There's a $1,600 $1 million guarantee. So there's that.
It's a lot of events. Yeah.
There's that 1,100. Oh, the 500K at Venetian is an 1,100, not a 1,600. Sorry. So yeah, the package comes to $21,500.
I'm only going to spend like 4K,
but I'm giving myself. I mean, how many bullets do I have here? 19 bullets.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
so you should get some rebates. Yeah. I mean, just back Prime day 1A will be the
last package I played. I got fucking 0. Like, so like what, I mean, I hope I do well, but you never know. Aria has the series here.
Yeah.
Right. They have their main event is, I believe, a $1,600 main event. I think it's 2 day ones and then a day 2, 500K guarantee. I want to play that. I don't know if I will. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the city. It's also one of those things where like I've written these events down in my schedule. These are like the targets that I'm going to play, but I don't know, let's say I bag the first day of Prime.
Perfect.
And I have all that extra money. Like I might just find other stuff because like there's so much stuff
there's
around
some
town.
single day events here at Aria, so that's probably
There's single day stuff here at Aria. There's stuff at Venetian. There's the resorts. Like there's shit literally everywhere.
Yeah.
There's stuff I think every night at the Wynn, because I played some of these last year, they have like an $1,100 buy-in, like 200K turbo, basically. Like it's just like this is nonstop poker. I mean, it's bananas here.
Yeah.
In the month of December. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and go for it. Now, my question is, I have no idea what's gonna happen next year with this tax thing. I honestly have no idea. I talked to one person there, roses and rainbows and fucking unicorns. Like it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fine. It might get fixed. Who cares? I talked to other people and everyone's like totally doom and gloom. I'm not playing anything above 2K. I'm only going to play on offshore sites or crypto sites or all that sort of stuff. I'm only going to play cash games. Like, so I have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
I personally don't want to like break even on a year and have to pay a lot more money in taxes. I don't want to do that, as much as I love playing poker tournaments and that's what I want to play. I mean, you're basically getting hit with another 10% of rake, which is insane. So I have no idea what to expect. Now, maybe it's one of those things where like I look at it and I say, you know what, I'll just bite the bullet because if the players that play at my level of buy-ins regularly, the pros, opt to not play the tournaments because of the taxes, because those type of guys, I don't put in the volume that they do. Right. So maybe they because they put in such a high volume. Look at Jeremy Becker, for example. I'm out there playing to see him in all the tournaments, right? I mean, how much does he spend in buy-ins a year? At like let's say 3K and let's say 600 to 3K buy-in level. He probably spends fucking 300K in buy-ins.
I was going to say 150 at least.
So for somebody like him, is he going to play all those tournaments again? Because if he breaks even on, let's say 300K in buy-ins, he can only write off 270. So he gets taxed on that 30K difference. Like, you know what I mean? So those players, maybe they don't play, which what I'm getting at is then because if you have less Jeremy Beckers in the field is just a bunch of recreationals that play like me. Now, whether they're serious or not, I would consider myself a serious recreational, which doesn't mean that you're not, when I say recreational, I don't necessarily mean a bad player. I just mean somebody that doesn't put in a ton of volume. You play between, let's say, 10 to 40 events a year. I think it makes the field a little bit softer. So do I then just bite the bullet and play in those events because the field might be a little bit softer? I don't know. Also, does the fact that if it does turn out that less players are playing tournaments, do guarantees go down? Is it less lucrative to get out there? I don't know. I have no fucking idea what to expect.
Yeah, I think the casinos, the operators will have to kind of adjust guarantees. My viewpoint is that the super recs, if they're going to have big scores, I don't think they're going to change their play until the next year when they get hit with the taxes. I don't think they're ahead of it. I don't think they're thinking about it. They're just playing to play. They're not even aware of the tax changes. The more accomplished recs, I think I would put kind of, the more aware recs, I'd say that's me. I don't think they'll do that much difference because it's hard to hit those, those taxable amounts. So I think that will stay the same. I think the higher stakes, people will probably not play as much or really value hunting. So the random, high roller events may not be as good, but the ones with a lot of, the bigger the field, I think those will kind of stay, the same.
It's also one of those things where, like I saw, like Dina Titus, who's the senator, I believe, for Nevada. She had a whole thing out there. She's trying to get it changed. The post that she put out there on social media, it has well over 1 million views on it. Like she's doing her work, okay, to try and get it changed because it's not fair. And I think she's calling the amendment like the Fair Bet Act and whatever. Yeah. But then you see Tony Dunst like quote tweet her thing, and he's talking about how he thinks it's going to go, basically that it's bad. You have Patrick Leonard putting the whole thing out on his Instagram, how it's bad, all that sort of stuff. Now, what I'm getting at is people see people like Tony Dunst, Patrick Leonard, like the big names talking about how bad it is, and people are sheep. They will follow. Yeah. So like the regular person might be like, well, this person said it was bad, so it's bad, so I'm not going to play. Like, so does that happen? Just like when we talked about how like Remember, it was like, hey, the pros need to stop wearing hoodies and sunglasses because all the recreationals just copy the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just see what the pros do, you hear what the pros say, and you just think, okay, I'm just going to follow that. So, I mean, yes, the bill fucking sucks. It absolutely sucks that it's happening.
There's two.
So like, I have no idea what's going to go on.
There is a chance that, you know, although it's in play for next year, it could be retroactively removed, as in like September next year, and then it doesn't. You know, you don't have to do your taxes until 2027. So there's that kind of out for us. And my other thing is, like, to be honest, what are these guys going to do? If you're a Jeremy Becker, who actually I just found out just bought a computer, played two online events and finished 19
Okay,
bucks.
I was literally with him when he was like going to buy the computer. We were at Venetian. He comes over to me. He's like, we were playing something. I don't know, some 800 or some shit. And he's like, you know what? I think I'm going to go buy a computer. I was like, whoa. Like, you're going to, he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to go buy one. He's like, can I? So like, if I buy one, can I just like, how do I get on WSB? Can I just, like, I was like, first of all, you can get on WSB right now on your phone. He's like, oh, you can?
Oh my
I was like,
God.
buddy, yes, open the App Store. And I had to I was like, okay, type in WSB. Yes, it's that one right there. You know, Real
That's
Money
hilarious.
Nevada. Like, sign up, you're in. Yeah, so he's in.
Okay.
He's
But
in.
like-
And he said he played two circuit events. And
And
he finished 9th and 9th.
Yeah, ninth. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So Jeremy Becker's back.
What will a Jeremy Becker do?
I mean, the thing is like,
I don't think he does much difference.
I mean, those players, like, I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but I feel like a fair amount of them might go play cash. Not that he
So maybe
will
you have to
specifically,
relearn a new skill.
but like maybe they all just go play cash, which kind of makes the cash game shitty because now it's a bunch of good players. So it's, you know, I don't know. I like the competition of tournaments. I like being able to chase like a first place prize and hopefully get to that. Like, I like tournaments a lot better. You know, another thing is like, again, people stop playing on sites that are tracked. They play on crypto sites, offshore sites, etc. Like all that sort of stuff, which I don't want to do that. You know, I probably won't, you know? So I don't know. It's just, it's annoying and it's frustrating that it's happening, but it's happening and it's about to be here. So part of my playing this month is like, well, maybe this is just one last fucking hurrah and let's just go out with a bang. Fuck it. Like, who cares? You know, the other part of me is like, I don't know what's going to happen next year. I mean, we've even talked about it on the PGT. Are we going to have to scale back buy-ins and kind of change the way we structure the tour if higher buy-in players aren't frequenting those price points as much? Who knows? At the end of the day, I want to always believe that no matter what happens, poker will always be there no matter what. Mm-hmm. Like, it'll always be like we joked, you know, there was a joke, 3, 4, 5 years ago, everyone was always say, poker's dead, poker's dead, poker's dead. Like, poker's not dead, poker's not going anywhere, you know. But at the end of the day, you still have to worry about your own bottom line. And, you know, it's not easy now to play live and fight the rake and all that sort of stuff, the lower volume that you're able to get in live and whatnot. Like, yeah, maybe you can make up for some of it because live poker is a bit softer than online. But now you got to worry about, again, another 10% rake, which just sucks. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And yeah, I mean, I'm definitely like, I already know that like there's some big stuff happening in January, like right away. Like the Win announced their, I don't even know what it's called.
Fall signature series?
Yeah, it's one of their signature series. I don't know if it has a name, but they have one of those. Like Venetian has some
just
stuff happen.
Their
yeah,
series.
So like, am I just gonna like show up to Win and just start blasting again? Like I don't know. I'm probably just gonna play like a wait and see approach.
Yeah,
and I don't know. So we'll see. Or maybe I can just win $1 million in December and say the hell with it. Who cares? I mean, that would be good.
That's
good
the best.
too.
That's the best.
You know, that would be a good plan. Just win WPT Prime, and you know, then nothing matters.
Yep.
But it just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we talk about our results, and we will on this podcast in a couple weeks when the year's over. Like, I'm not like winning a bunch of money playing poker tournaments every year. I mean, this year I might be up because I had the WSB main event run, but like, so I'm in that camp of like, if I break even, I can only write off the 90%.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
I think if I play the full slate of events that I'm planning this coming few weeks, I think I'll be, and break, I think I'll be break even for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next year, you would have to pay tax on, you know, you can only write off the 90%. If that same thing happened next year.
But that's only if I have taxable results.
But I'm saying that's what we're all looking at ahead of time, which is it's just annoying.
If you cash for 4K in every event, 4K profit, nothing goes to the IRS.
If you cash for 4K, are you going to get to the pay jump and just bust?
No, what I'm saying is if you play like Venetian 800s, to hit taxable amounts is basically you have to final table every time. But if you play a 10K high roller, a min cash is taxable amount, right?
Yeah, I understand.
So like, I think the lowest, and it like pretty much.
I mean, I'm trying to win money.
1500s.
I'm trying to win money and then hopefully offset it with my losses.
Yeah.
To at worst case scenario, mitigate the losses, maybe break even. At the chance of hitting a big score.
But there's also you're going to have winnings that are untaxed.
I understand, but
and then you can have losses to write off. So like we're not smart enough to figure this stuff out. But
I'm just saying, like all I know at this point is like I don't know, which is annoying. Like the part that I don't know is annoying because you talk to some people and it's like it's not going to matter. It's going to be the same. Whatever you talk to other people, it's like, well, I'm not going to play this, that, and the other thing. It's going to kind of suck. So I just don't know. I would rather just not have to deal with this stuff and just be able to play some freaking poker. Like, I mean, it's hard enough to have to go out there and play poker with all these places that are raising rake all the time and all this sort of stuff. Like that's hard enough. So can the government not make it harder too?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, come on. Like, so hopefully things get changed. It would be great if they did. I don't know if they are, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. So that's that. All right. You got anything else?
No, we just need some luck this month.
Some luck? Yeah, we definitely need some fucking luck. Last series I literally went 0 for. I mean, I played the NAPT Las Vegas main event. I was out in level 1. That was fucking glorious. I was out in level 1 of the PokerStars Open that they had. Then I stone fucking bubbled that same tournament, re-entered and stone bubbled the tournament. Just absolutely stupid. So that whole series was just effing spectacular for me. And yeah, here I am. Ready to go again, baby. Let's freaking go. But like I was thinking today, actually on the way in, when I was driving in, I was like, because like I talked about my schedule, right? I tried to like map out the whole schedule. There's way too much stuff. Basically, I've been telling like some of my investors for this one, normally I do like kind of reserve the right to like put any unused bullets like back into stuff, but I'll usually always ask, like, hey guys, like, what do you think? I have these unused bullets. Should I go do this? Whatever. Now I'm basically being like, I might not ask. I might just go do it. Like I might bust a tournament and be like, oh, well, there's this over here. I'll just go over there and play.
Yeah.
Like I'm just going to try and like basically be a poker pro for a month and see how it goes. So either I'm going to show up here on December 20th, which is my birthday, for Super High Roller Bowl, working, or December 19th, I'm going to tell you guys to fuck off because I'm rich.
You'll be buying in on December 20th.
That's the goal.
You might buy in this.
I would never buy in. I would never buy in. If I won WPT Prime,
that's not enough,
and could sell 80% of my action, I might blast it. If you could sell 80% and just fire over 20K, just for like, what shits and giggles. Like
you just won what, 1.5 million?
That's what I mean.
Maybe 2.
Yeah. Like that'd be like,
Yeah, okay.
Like why not at that point?
Yeah.
This is the year you can still write off 100%, so you might as well,
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah.
You might as well put it in play.
This is the year to do it.
Exactly. So, which is also why, we are like, what do you think we're going to get for Super High Rollerball? I'm like, well, might just get a bunch of freaking blasters at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like one last hurrah type of thing. So anyway, but what I was saying is that as I was driving in here and I was thinking about my schedule, I was like very happy with the fact that I'm like, I have the itch and the motivation to just want to play and hopefully do my best. And I'm happy that I got that back. Because sometimes you're like, I don't want to play. I don't want to do it. And now I'm just like, I want to play. I want to go. I want to grind. I want to, whatever. So yeah, awesome. All right. That's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
His name is Tim Duckworth. My name is Donnie Peters. And we will talk to you guys hopefully in a week, but we'll see.
I think after Christmas.
No, we got to do at least 1 or 2 before Christmas, for sure. We'll do 1 after I win WPT Prime. Okay, for sure. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll do 1 when I make the final table of Prime, because then there's like a week off.
Got it. That's fair.
And then we'll do 1 after I win.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So those will be the 2.
All right.
So sounds perfect, right?
Easy.
Or we can do 1 about how I'm broke and I need to do a GoFundMe.
And then insert 19 ad reads to try and...
There you go. Exactly. All right. That's going to do it for us. We'll talk to you guys later.
So, yeah.